Welcome to the introductory session of Terraform. This is not any project, but first we'll learn basics of Terraform and then we'll see how we can use Terraform for our project implementation. If you already know Terraform, then you can directly skip to the project video. But if you're new to Terraform, then you can continue with this video. So let's get started. Okay, so what really Terraform is? There are so many automation tools in the market. Terraform is infrastructure as a code. So we can code your infrastructure. So we set up infrastructure on cloud computing environment like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure. So you can manage your infrastructure from Terraform through code. We can define the infrastructure state. If we talk about AWS state of our EC2 instance, of our RDS instance, security group, load balancers, Beanstalk, or any such service you're using on AWS platform, you can define its state. And Terraform will make sure that your systems, your infrastructure is in the same state. So how does it compare with automation tool like Ansible, Puppet, or Chef? If we talk about these tools, these are configuration management tool for systems, mostly OS related tasks. They'll define the state of the machine to be specific state of the operating system. What packages should be installed, what version, what configuration file. We can use Ansible as an other automation tool also to do cloud automation, but these tools don't manage the state of the infrastructure. We can say we can automate cloud with Ansible, but we can't maintain its state. It doesn't maintain any state. Everything is in a YAML file. Terraform, on the other hand, automates the infrastructure itself and also maintain its state. Like any cloud provider. AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, DigitalOcean. Now Terraform combining together with automation tools like Ansible can give you complete automation. So once your infrastructure is set up and if you're provisioning EC2 instances, launching EC2 instances with Terraform, you'd like to provision it with some softwares, packages, you can use Ansible with that, or even Puppet or even Chef. Otherwise, normal bash scripting is also fine with Terraform, or even PowerShell scripting. You don't need to know any programming language to use Terraform. You have come so far, you have done so many projects, you know Ansible, you know infrastructure, you know cloud computing. It's just matter of learning the syntax of Terraform. Once you know the Terraform syntax and the basic execution, then you can use the Terraform documentation and write your complete automation or infrastructure state. Terraform does not have any programming language. It has its own syntax, domain specific language, DSL, which is similar to JSON, very easy to understand. And on top of that, you have great documentation. Remember, in a DevOps, we need to automate everything. We know how to automate systems with Ansible. We can do also cloud automation with Ansible. We can do CI/CD on Jenkins. We can do CI/CD on AWS. But when it comes to the infrastructure itself, I find Terraform is one of the best tools today in the market to maintain the state of your cloud infrastructure and also to automate it. So you'll have a centralized configuration management of your cloud infrastructure. That sounds pretty awesome. So what do you need? Well, installing Terraform is very easy. There's a binary file. You can just download it. You have it for Linux, Windows, on Mac as well. So you can just download the binary and you can store it in your path. You can put it in environment variable in Windows, or you can export it in Linux. Or in Windows, you can also do choco install Terraform. That is also better. Okay. So first exercise, what we're going to do is launching EC2 instance with Terraform script. Okay, very basic. So we need an AWS account. We need an IAM user with access keys, and we'll have a Terraform file to launch our instance. And then once we have that file, we're just going to say run Terraform, and Terraform will launch our EC2 instance. Okay, so this is the exercise. We'll write instance.tf file. Okay, Terraform file ends with tf. Okay, we're going to execute it, launch the instance. Then we'll make some changes to those instances, and then we're going to apply Terraform again, and we'll see how Terraform maintains the state. If your EC2 instance is not in the state as defined in your file, then it's going to reapply the changes. Okay, then what are you waiting for? Let's get started with Terraform. First, we'll download Terraform on our Windows machine. We're going to execute Terraform from Windows machine. If you want, you can execute it from MacBook, Linux, anywhere. So you will go to downloads in Terraform and select your operating system of your choice. You can go with Windows 64-bit. It's going to download a zip file for you, which you can extract and put it in any location like C drive. Linux, if you have, just download it, put it into USR local bin, extract this into USR local bin, and you should have Terraform. And then you have macOS. And Windows, the easiest way is actually to install it from Choco. You can just open your PowerShell. Right, that's the most easiest way. You can just say, oh, I have to open it as an administrator. PowerShell. And I can say just Choco install Terraform. I don't need to download the binary and extract it. This is the easiest way. Or if you want to do it this way, you can just download it, extract it. You need to extract it to some location. You can go to your C drive. Maybe you can do it somewhere in the C drive. I can create a folder. Let's say Terraform. Right, and you can extract it over there. So I now have Terraform directory in the C drive and this Terraform extracted. Now we need to set this into systems variable. So you can just search for environment variable. You can edit environment variable. Environment variable. Right, for my particular user, I can just edit the path and I can just add a new entry. And I can just say okay. So Terraform, then I can directly start accessing Terraform from the command line. Okay, so choose your way. Either download it binary and put the environment variable, or the best way is just say Choco install Terraform. In any case, you should have Terraform. Okay, once you have Terraform, we can start doing some automation, but I would like to set authentication first. We'll need authentication. One, you can define AWS access key and secret key. So we're using AWS. Okay, so we're going to use AWS IAM user access key and secret key to access AWS services. But the problem is then we have to define it into Terraform file, which is not at all safe. So install AWS CLI and set your access key on AWS CLI. So if you have done previous project, you should already have AWS CLI. If you don't have, you're on Windows machine, just say Choco install AWS CLI. Okay, so say Choco install AWS CLI if you're on Windows. If you're on MacBook, then you can just do your brewcast install. Okay, once you have your AWS CLI installed, then just do AWS configure and set up your access key and secret key. So we need a user. So we'll go to AWS Management Console. We'll go to IAM. Okay, let's create a user. We'll name it as Terra admin, or this one is fine, Terra admin. Programmatic access. So we're really going to do a lot of things with this user. We need administrator access. We're going to access a lot of services. Okay, let's download the credentials. Okay, I have my credentials. Now I'm going to copy paste that. Now again, I keep reminding to you in every project, do not share your credentials with everyone. I'm showing you because I have to show, but anyways, I'm going to delete it once this video is done. So for now, I'm going to be in Ohio region, so I will select that region. And output format JSON should be fine. Okay, anyways, we are not going to use AWS CLI. Terraform is going to use the credentials of AWS CLI. Okay, we should have Terraform now already installed. right? So Terraform is there. We have AWS CLI and its credential, and now we can get started and writing our write our first Terraform file. So I'm going to use Sublime Text, the simplest IDE or editor. But first I'll create some directory. So I'm in my F drive. I'll create a directory terraform hyphen scripts, and then in that I'll create exercise 1. So first exercise. Okay, great. I'll open my Sublime text editor and we'll start writing the code. Okay, so I'm going to say open folder and terraform scripts. This should be good. Okay, exercise 1. Let's write our first file, new file, and we will name it as my underscore instance dot tf, or you can say first instance. Okay, now Terraform is used by so many cloud providers. Okay, you can use it to automate so many cloud providers infrastructure. So first we have to mention the provider. So we're going to use AWS. So I'm going to say provider is AWS in double quotes, and then you give the curly brace opening and closing. This is important in Terraform. So there is no indentation here. There's opening and closing curly braces. Okay, you have to just take care of that. Apart from that, things are very declarative. Now you can define region over here. Region equal to, that's the region, and you can give the region name. So US is to my region name, and you can also define here access key equal to and your access key, and also you can define secret key. This is your IAM user access key and secret key. You see, right? But there is always chance of exposing this, right? Putting it on public repository. So don't do this. We have already given credentials in our system by using AWS CLI, and that's much better and much safer. So you mentioned the provider. Next thing, we are going to define the resource that we are going to use. So we have to say resource, and you give the resource name. AWS underscore instance is the resource to access AWS instance. So this is a resource type, and then we can give resource a name. So I can give like intro. You can give any resource name, and then open and close your curly brace, and in between these two curly brace you give the attributes. Okay, like AMI is one attribute where you can give the AMI ID. So let's find some AMI ID. Let's go to EC2, launch instance, and we'll go with Amazon Linux. Okay, that's the AMI ID we'll select. Let's give the AMI ID. Okay, no space there. And other things like instance type, instance underscore type. So we'll need T2 micro. Other things like availability zone, if you want to mention, just for sake of it. Okay, key name, login key. Okay, so key underscore name. Now we don't have a login key. If you want, we can create it and then mention it. I will do that. First we'll do that manually, and then we'll see how we can also create key automatically. Okay, so let's create a key pair. I will name it as dove. Yeah, just some name, dove.key. So I will say my key is dove-key, which the private key is already I have downloaded now, right? Okay, security group. Security group also will create it now, and we'll give the name of the security group ID, but later we'll create it automatically. So let's create a security group. We'll say dove-sg, and we'll give some rule 22 from my IP and say create security group. Okay, copy the security group ID So VPC underscore security underscore group underscore IDs equal to, in square bracket, it's gonna be in a list format. So let's get the copy the security group ID. Okay, all these attributes are mentioned in Terraform documentation very well, which I'm gonna show you. But first, let's finish this. Tags, and the tag is gonna be in a hash format. Indentations are not mandatory, but it's better you do it so your code looks good. Dev instance. Okay, so let's save this file now. Let's go to git bash. So I'm going to F drive, F Terraform exercise 1. Right, so that's our script. Okay, first thing what you do is you run the command terraform init. Now you can do this through PowerShell, command prompt, terminal, anywhere you want. I just find it from git bash little convenient, so I can version control it also quickly from here if I want. So I'm just going to run terraform init, and this is going to check my provider, that is AWS, and it's going to download the plugins for AWS in the current working directory. Okay, there you go. If you do ls-a, you will find a .terraform directory, a hidden directory. In that you can check you should have plugins. Okay, before we really execute, we are going to do some validation. For code, we'll say terraform validate, which will syntactically check our code, and it will give you some errors if there are. Okay, so I'm going to make some syntax error. The double quotes is removed, and let's do terraform validate. See, I'm getting an error over there. Okay, because I've missed the double quotes over there. The value of key underscore name is a string, but I have just given just like that without any double quotes. So that's a syntax error. Right, you can see that. Or if you missed some options, if there is any syntax error, it's not going to check any remote resources, it's just going to do a syntax check. Okay, there's a success. So that's the benefit of validating. Right, there's also one more option you can use after this, fmt format. So it will format your Terraform code, or should I say rewrite in its what it says as canonical format and style. Right, so nothing really, just gonna change the format, the style. Okay, like space and all those things. First instance, for us, did it do anything? Yeah, you see that all equal to's are aligned now. Okay, you can see that that's the format, fmt. So it makes your code more readable. I recommend you run terraform fmt before you actually do any execution. So we did terraform init, terraform validate, terraform format fmt. Now terraform plan. Plan is not going to do anything. It's just going to show you that what will be the execution. It's just going to give you like a preview what will happen if you apply this. Okay, so it's going to show you this. So plus means the addition. Terraform will perform the following action. So it's going to, this instance is going to launch, and there are all the attributes, like this is the AMI ID it is taken, this is instance type. Another thing which we'll get after we apply this, and if you're good with all those things, you can say terraform apply. If terraform is deleting anything, it will also tell you that what it is going to delete, or delete and recreate. Right, so terraform apply finally, and then you say yes. Now I've given you so many commands, you can directly jump and write terraform apply. Yeah, but it's better to first validate, have proper format, right, and then check your plan what it's going to do, and then do the actual execution, right, in a proper way. Okay, so it's launching EC2 instance. Let's go and check. You see there, it's launching instance, and it has given the right tag as well, name dev instance, right, security group it should have taken, Dove security group, and also the key pair name Dove key. Okay, that's good. It's in a running state. Let's see what's happening here. It says it completed successfully. Okay, now we'll make a little change. Very simple change. We'll just change tag, or we'll add extra tag. Okay, and we'll see what happens. We'll give a tag called as project Dove. Okay, I'm gonna save and quit. Oh, you can do it through Sublime also if you want. Okay, I made the change. All right, let's see. Yeah, extra things I have added, extra tag. Let's do Terraform validate. Okay, good. It's a success. Terraform FMT format. Okay, let's see if it changed anything. Yeah, you see that? Aligned the equal to theirs, right? It was not like this. Yeah, but now it's aligned. That's what FMT does. Okay, Terraform plan. I always recommend you run plan before you apply anything. Okay, because there are a lot of benefits with Terraform, but one very huge drawback, or should I don't want to say drawback, but if you're not careful and you made some changes, it can also delete your resource and recreate it. It could be very dangerous. Think about RDS instance. You made some changes and it's going to delete the instance, RDS instance, and recreate it to apply the changes. You lose all your data, right? So always do Terraform plan and see what it is going to do. It's going to do one change, no addition, zero destroy. So we are safe. Let's do Terraform apply, and I'll say yes, apply it. All right, that made the changes. You can check from the console. Let's refresh. Let's go to tags. Come on, tags. Where are tags? Tags, project. You see, new tag. So Terraform really maintains the state of your infrastructure. If you do ls here, from where you executed Terraform, there are files. Terraform tf state file. If you see this file, it's all the content about your EC2 instance, right? AMI ID, availability, zones, CPU core count. So the current state of your EC2 instance is all over here, okay, in JSON format, right? So it compares this state with your remote state. If there are any differences, it will apply the differences, okay? And there is also Terraform tf state backup file, right? When I say Terraform maintains state, I mean to say this, okay? It really maintains the state in a file. Later we'll also see how we can keep this state file in a centralized location like an S3 bucket. Okay, that's all. In this exercise we'll do one final thing. We're going to destroy. We can say Terraform destroy to delete our resource. So Terraform destroy is going to read your current state. You have an EC2 instance and it will say yes, I will destroy that. Are you okay with that? And I will say yes, I'm okay. Destroy. Okay, see, 1 to destroy. Okay, so let's summarize. We have written an EC2 instance.tf file. We launched the instance, we made some changes, and we applied the changes. Okay, so we have instance.tf file, just one file for now, which has the instance information and also the provider, AWS. Okay, so Terraform apply. Remember, before you apply Terraform, do a Terraform plan so you can see what is getting added and what is getting removed. Okay, so once you're good with the plan, then you can say Terraform apply. You should apply all your changes, maintain the state. Once you're done with the exercise, you can say Terraform destroy, and it will destroy whatever you created. Okay, that's all in this exercise. We'll then move to the next exercise.